Okay, well the oven's cooling off. It's down to 400 now. I just shut it off. I want to show you these alcohol stoves. Philip has tried to make these and he says he can't get them to work very well. Basically, it's got a 3/16 inch hole in the center here to fill the alcohol stove. And then it has a 1/16 inch hole here. It has three of them. One here, one over here, and another one over here. And then what you do, this is a smaller one. This one will burn for about 45 minutes. This is a smaller one. It burns for about 20-30 minutes. I've done videos using one of these stoves. I don't remember which one. And basically what you got to do is you got to have a pin like so. I don't know if you can see that. It's about 3/4 of an inch long. It's just a roofing nail. And you fill the stove up all the way above the hole, and you drop the pin in like that, and then you light the stove, and the pin helps preheat the alcohol so that it actually burns. Normally you have to add a tablespoon of water to these so they don't overboil, because it gets hot under the oven and the alcohol inside the alcohol stove tends to boil. So once it starts boiling, then you have it flowing out of the fill hole and over the sides, and you have a ball of flame. But these little stoves work. I guess I could fill one up and show you. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, again, there's the canister, and this stove right here, this part right here, is very hot still, and I had the oven was down to like 250 when I took it off, and this right here is probably 250 degrees, this piece right here. So I guess I'm gonna have to retract and say that the Pocket Rocket is not a good stove to use with the Bemco oven. Like I say, I haven't had a problem with it, but maybe they changed something that they're doing with the O-rings inside and they melt or wear out. So I'm not sure on that one. But anyway, back to the alcohol stove. I've got this tray here. I'm going to put it in there just in case it overboils. So I'll just set the alcohol stove in there. We'll use this one right here. We'll set it in there. We're going to put about a tablespoon of water in it. I think that's water. Yep. Just like that. And then we're going to fill it up with alcohol. So it's up over the hole. You don't want to partially fill it, because then you hit fumes inside the alcohol stove and it will explode. It'll pop apart. These aren't glued together or anything. They're just pressed. Okay, there it is. Now, I don't know if you can see, but it's full up to there with alcohol. So then we take our pin, like so, a little pin, and we drop it in the hole just like that. And then we light it. Okay, it should be lit now. Turn off the light so you can see it. There you go. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so now what we do then is we take the oven. It's still at 150 degrees, so you know it's not too cooled off. And we'll just set the oven over the top of that flame like that. And then within 5 minutes or so, it should start heating up. It does take some time. It's not quick heating, but it does work. So we're going to let it heat up, and I'll come back when it's maybe halfway through or something. Okay, it's starting to heat up. It's only been like maybe 2 minutes or so. It's up. It was at 150 when I set it on there. Now it's at 200, so it's heating up quite well. And we're gonna let it keep going. It's moving up pretty quick. And remember, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm not real keen on that. It still gets very hot. I mean, the canister itself and everything. So, alcohol stove works pretty good. Pretty simple, basic, cheap to run. We're up to 275 now. Okay, it's at 300 degrees. Granted, we are inside, so you know it's you know, controlled conditions. But it's at 325. It's almost 325 now. So it hasn't been that long. It's only been a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. So the alcohol stove, this little alcohol stove here, works pretty good. It's basically the bottoms of two 12-ounce cans. Okay, it's a 12-ounce. This is a 12-ounce beer can. I like beer. And anyway, basically I measure up and I cut it off at this height, and then I take another one and I do the exact same, cut it the same. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go get one. Well, let me let me pause the video, and I'll go get one of these, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, here I am back. I've got the cans. I got one. I cut the top out because you can use that for the bottom. Like this one's got a stand on it. But basically, what you do is you set it next to a piece of wood or something like that, however high you want the can, the stove, and you just mark around it with a felt tip marker. And there's that one. And there's that one. See, I've got a line all the way around them. And then we're going to take a pair of scissors. Actually, we'll use a pair of tin snips here. Oh, look, we're up to 500 degrees on that oven. That's with one of these alcohol stoves. It's getting pretty hot. Actually, it's flaming up. It's probably going to boil. Not enough water in it. I'm going to have to take the stove off. But anyway, then you would take and cut this. It's going to get to 600 degrees before I know it. So then we're going to cut this off like this. There's one. It's 550. Might have something to do with the pan under it too. The metal's reflecting all the heat. But I didn't want to have a big fire in my garage, my workshop. Okay, so I cut the bottoms off of those cans like that. Set those down over here. And then basically what we need to do is we need to make it so that these fit inside of each other. Okay, so I mean, if you had a crimper, I'm going to try this. I've never done it this way before, but what the heck. Oh, it's up to 600 degrees. Oven's at 600. Oh my goodness, we're going to have to pull it off. It's getting too hot. Okay, so then it's crimped like that. And then what you're going to do, if I can get it in there, this is the hard part, of course. I did need to crimp it a little more probably. Alright, I got to pull the oven off. It's too hot. So we're going to pull it off of there. Set it off to the side. It's always good to have a towel to do that. But there you go. See, it's flaming up big time. And as you can see, the oven's at a little over 600, 650 almost. So now the alcohol will cool off and the flame will drop down and it won't be so hot. But let's see, I need to get this in there. This is kind of hard. I need to crimp it a little more, I guess. Okay, let's try that. There we go. Okay, so now basically what you do is you just take them like this, okay? And then you squeeze them together ever so slightly, trying not to break them. And then once you get them together partially like that, what you want to do is drill the hole in the top. So I got my drill over here. Okay, so now I've drilled the hole. Okay, now that'll let the air out. So now I can push it together very gently. while we're letting that cool off. It's pretty hot. I think this pan, yeah, the pan's pretty hot. That's probably what's causing it. Usually if you have it on dirt, it's not going to do that. Okay, so you kind of squeeze it together. And there you go. One alcohol stove. Okay, now what you got to do is you got to drill. That hole's a little small. It's only an 1/8 inch hole. That's what I had in the drill. But now you got to drill 3 16th inch holes. 1, 2, 3. And then basically that's what you have. There's your alcohol stove. Get yourself a roofing nail, drop it in the hole, and you're good to go. So that's how you make the simplest alcohol stove I know how to make. It'll boil water, it'll bake, I mean it'll do just about anything any other alcohol stove will do. Only weighs like a 1/4 of an ounce, maybe a 1/2 ounce if you're lucky. I think it's more like a 1/4 of an ounce. So, and there you go. Let's put this one out. As you can see, I don't think I put enough water in there. If I put more water in, it'll probably cool it off. Yeah, put it out, should I say. But there you have it. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you out, Philip. And like I say, you can bake with an alcohol stove. This little one here, the oven's still at 350. Imagine that. I could still be baking. Anyway, have fun out there. Be careful. Don't do anything stupid. Don't burn down a house or a forest. And enjoy. Bake some good goodies. Thank you.